And we're back. Hello, everybody. We are live on Facebook once again. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of 369 So Much More Than Travel. I am your hostess, one star director Tanya Evans Barnes, along with my other host.
Sasha Roberts.
And we are back talking about Manifestation Monday with Mr. Ken Gowdy. My cousin is not able to be with us tonight because he is a baby boomer. So his butt is in the bed sleep. So but we is up. We are excited. And you know why we excited? Because I don't know about you, but I'm on my way to Montego Bay and look, I'm doing like a triple vacation in one, the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Because I'm leaving Fayetteville, North Kakalaki, heading to Montego Bay, Jamaica. Then I'm going from Montego Bay to New Orleans for 8 days, doing a getaway until it's time for me to leave to go on a cruise with none other than my pastor and my brother from another mother, 3-star director, Pastor Mel Keys, and his beautiful wife, Lady K. And I don't know how many other people going. And I got a homegirl, Chantel Steele. Girl, we got less than 20 days, baby, before we be cruising on the Pacific Ocean. Is that what Cozumel, Mexico is? Pacific? I don't know, but I guess that's where I'm gonna be on somebody's cruise ship, the Carnival, as well as going to some other country. And I got my passport ready to go. So those are some things that I have manifested and has come to pass. But another thing that manifested for 2024 is most likely I'm gonna say almost. I'm not gonna say the entire. All of my trips is gonna be entirely overseas trips because that Newport Beach, California trip world tour in May sounding mighty nice, and I may decide to go ahead and book that. But I already got 2024. I got Dubai on the books on top of Memphis already. So what we doing? Where we going? What we
See,
seeing?
I need to get like you because I ain't got much on the books for 2024 yet. I'm not a
Yeah,
passport holder yet, so I
yeah,
can't do nothing internationally yet. The
yeah.
power in yet because we are speaking a lot into existence over here. Um, so I am going to Memphis in March in 2024.
Mhm.
There's no way I can
How
miss
we
that.
going? How we going though? How we going?
Girl, how we going?
How we going?
Anytime Coach D puts something together, she do it in excellence. So
Yes,
this
we do.
theme is the Roaring Twenties or Harlem Nights Gatsby theme. So I'm excited. We finna be suited and booted again, as
Again,
always.
goodness.
Girl, I
Get
need to
that
get it, and
passport,
I'm
Sasha.
working on it because we got
Yes,
some
Tracy.
traveling to
Yes,
do. But yes, I'm
Tracy. I'm
excited.
on it.
Look,
I'm on
don't rub it
it.
in.
Even got a passport cover for my
Don't rub it in.
passport.
What's the passport name again?
Honey, this is Jubilee. She is the CEO and founder, executive chairman of Jubilee Escapes. Get with us
Come on
because we
now.
definitely going places. But this is Jubilee, and Jubilee means the year of celebration. So, Ken, Mr. Gowdy, talk to me. What are you manifesting for 2024?
As I stated earlier, live life to the fullest in abundance until it overflows. Manifesting perfect health in 2023. I'm still deciding on this free incentive trip that I want to go to. There's so many options. Like, I don't even know
Right,
where to start. So that's what I'm looking at
right.
right now. I'm like, man, where do I want to go? Do I
Look,
want to stay stateside? Do I want to go overseas? Do I want to go somewhere close, a staycation? So many options. And guess what? Only thing I have to pay is taxes. It doesn't get no better than that.
right. You can't sleep on the staycations. I am not originally from North Carolina. but I can tell you that North Carolina is a huge and beautiful place. I remember literally going down. I ran into. I just needed just a getaway, and plus, for me to be transparent, I was homeless at the time. So I thank the Lord that I had this platform because I've never, ever, ever, to God be the glory, I've never had to live in a shelter or sleep in my car or under the bridge like most people. So I didn't have my own address. So I was able to, just to take a break because I was staying with somebody. And plus I didn't want to, you can't, God bless the child that have his own. So you can't really just be staying places and overstaying your welcome. So what I did was from time to time, I would give myself a break as well as the person that I was staying with, rooming with. And didn't even take that long. God is so good because, like I said, when He changes a thing, when you ask and you speak a thing into existence, He will change it suddenly. But I did an 8-day getaway, somewhere on the outskirts of North Carolina, and I won't tell you where I stayed because I want to tell you the price. So I had a 1-bedroom suite, and it was a beautiful place. I met Yogi Bear's baby and all of that. I had to moonwalk back in, real slowly, but I had to get back in my cabin because I wasn't aware that I was going to the woods. And I'm not a naturey type person. Yes, Tracy, speak it into existence. But I'm not a naturey type of person. I don't do camping and hiking and, because I watched Friday the 13th a lot. So I don't do all that special stuff. But I found this place. It was in the woods. It was a cabin, but it was a 1-bedroom suite with like 2 bathrooms. It was beautiful. But for that week, I paid $73.85 after I applied my points. Something that would have called, and then they invited me to do a timeshare presentation, because I like free. Now, don't get me wrong, I like free. If it's free, it's for me. So they was offering $150, Visa card and all this other stuff. So I went to see what they were offering, and man, $25,000 to have something that I would never own versus, well, I don't pay a monthly fee, but if I was paying a monthly fee, it would have 120. My monthly fee is $129. Now, I wanted to share a little something about timeshares. Why? Because I had a timeshare. Because at one point in time, timeshares was the thing to do.
Okay.
And but honest, to be all the way transparent, when I got my timeshare, I had to put down $5,000, right? And that was the military special on a $25,000 piece of paper. Because this is when I'm gonna be honest. When you own a timeshare, all you really own is that piece of paper, and you really don't own that. Because here it is. So when I got the timeshare, I had to put down $5,000 of money that I didn't have, but I just thought that I wanted a timeshare. People sacrifice. We sacrifice for the things that we want. So we had paid that money, that down payment, and then at first they was telling me that I couldn't use the timeshare for like 6 months, but I still had to pay a monthly fee of $627, right? And here we was like paying this 620, but I can't pay now. I can't use it for 6 months, but I'm having to pay that monthly fee, right? And then when I got with Travorium, no sooner than I got in Travorium, I booked a trip. Why the trip that I booked was my timeshare that I wasn't able to use yet. Don't laugh, because I mean, I can laugh now because that's money gone that but that's money gone that I'll never get back. And then on top of that, say if I would have paid the timeshare off, I'm still having to pay homeowners association fees every year. I don't have to do that with Travorium. I don't have to do no timeshare presentations. I don't have to pay no homeowners HOA fees, no type of fees. And now I don't have any fees because I shared it with people. What I was speaking into existence was already there. Because like I said, I get to stay. I done stayed in. By the time 2023 is over, I would have taken 50 vacations in 4 years. 20 vacations this year alone. No timeshare presentations. No homeowners fees. I've met some very awesome people through this company, from the CEO on down. I don't know anybody that know personally know the CEO of their company, but they go to work for him every single day. Can I ask you a question, Mr. Gowdy? Do you know your CEO of the company that you currently work for? Have you ever met him?
I know who he is, but I have not met him.
You know who he is, but you have not met him. So you've never he's never given you a meal. Has he ever bought you lunch?
Mm-mm.
Mm, mm. David Hart bought everybody lunch. One time, I remember one time in band camp. I mean, one time in New Orleans, he named a spot. He said, "Hey, if you want lunch, meet me there. It's on me." I said, "Free food? It's on David." Look at God. And what did we do, Sasha? We went live walking down the streets of New Orleans
And went and
to
ate
that
that
restaurant.
food
It
on
was right
David
around.
on David Hard
It was
Dime.
good food too. It was good food too.
Hmm.
I remember that trip. I
Yeah,
went down there with $97, Ken, $97. I
Girl.
just knew I had to be there. See, that's what we manifesting. Look, I knew that we had an Ignite conference in New Orleans, and I knew for 5 days, breakfast included, in New Orleans was $399 for two people. For two people in the Big Easy. I did a swamp tour. Look, I had $97 in my pocket, did a swamp tour. We ate good. Matter of fact, if I ain't mistaken, Coach D and Daryl Maria Roberts paid for dinner one time.
Yep.
3-star ambassadors. I mean, it's all
We
about the
was
connection,
we
baby.
was we was so full. I mean, off of the experience,
Oh my
off of
goodness,
the food, and the both of us was down there broke. I mean, cause who travels with
bro.
$97?
Look,
And I had about
so Paul, we couldn't pay.
$75. But again, it's the point.
But when
It's the
we left,
importance of the sacrifice of stepping out of your comfort zone. That was also my first time, flying on a plane alone, because I'm afraid of heights. I hate flying. But that was my first time doing it alone, but
mm-hmm.
that's something that we have, even last year we didn't realize, and that's why I had mentioned earlier, we've been manifesting longer than we have paid attention to, because
Really,
we've been speaking this thing into existence before we met each other, before we found the company. We both talked about, traveling the world, having an experience, and being able to not be tied down to a 9 to 5. And there are ups and downs of building something like this and doing something like this, but it doesn't compare to the experience and the risk that you take, or the experience that you have here versus the risk and the stress that you take on going to work every day. I read your post
every
earlier that you posted a few days ago, Ken. I can't remember exactly what it said word for word, but something about, people are scared to do network marketing, what we do, because they're afraid of rejection. But they go
mm-mm.
and they apply to jobs that reject them all the time, and they still continuously apply, and those jobs aren't going to benefit you, not with experience, not with wealth. I mean, because we're more, like the title of our show, we're more than just travel. We talk about financial literacy. We give each other different tips on how to build credit, through our industry, and the tax advantages through the network marketing industry as well. It's a big frowned upon industry, but it's frowned upon because it's not understood. And so,
Mm-hmm.
like you say, Tanya, all you need is a better understanding. Once you get a better understanding and know that you can do anything you put your mind to, no matter what industry you're in,
That's right.
you just gotta decide to be committed to it, and you
Mm-hmm.
gotta see it before you see it. Like you said before, Tanya, that manifestation, you gotta speak it into existence. Like my girl Tressie, who's been in the comments, she always talk about the power of your mouth. There's power of the tongue. You gotta
Yeah.
speak the
Yeah.
thing into existence. The things that we've done this year. I've only traveled once this year. And I'm in the travel business. I know I should travel more. But my thing this year has been more about getting my business goals.
No, Sasha.
But it's been more about getting
You
my
travel more
business
than
goals.
once.
Oh no, you're right. I traveled twice this year. Okay,
Yeah,
so that's still
I saw you in Vegas,
Vegas and
and
San.
I saw you in Memphis. I'm in San Antonio.
Yeah. So, girl, look,
Yes.
it's time for another trip because that was too long ago. But
Yeah.
anyway, my thing this year has been getting that foundation set on business. Because I got a lot of goals for myself and my family for the future. Like Apostle Wilson talked about earlier, we got to finish strong, and we got like less than 3 weeks left of the year, and I'm talking about 2024 now,
Right.
because what you do today is gonna pay off tomorrow. So I don't know. I done kind of
Right.
took over. Somebody say something.
No, no, that was good. No, that was good. And that leads me to Ken. When you chose Trevorian,
Mm-hmm.
were you like, okay, how did you feel? Like, how was you feeling? And it's going into the conversation that we had, last night, because it's amazing that you said it in a way that I couldn't, because I was feeling that very same thing when we were having our Dr. Phyllis moment. So share with us and share with everybody that's streaming on Facebook, when you do something that's different out of your norm,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay to feel, to have those jitterbugs, that anxiety. But how did you feel when you decided to say yes, when you gave yourself
Um,
a yes?
Yeah, I felt very. I was excited, but I was also nervous at the same time, right? Because I don't know if you guys want to use a little backstory about me and Trevorian before, but um, I just know like it was something new. I'm brand new to the company. People don't know who I am, and I felt like all eyes are on me. People trying to fill me out. Like, you know how it is. Like if you go to a new school or if you go to a new job or a new environment, right? People, all eyes are on you. People are trying to figure you out. They like
New
looking
kid on
at
the block.
you, might be prejudging you, and they don't really know who you are. And so I was very nervous. Like, and so I text Tanya last night, and I was just like, man, I don't know. I'm kind of nervous because I was in Trevorian before, and I left the company back in March because I was diagnosed with chronic kidney disease in 2021, and in March they told me I needed a kidney transplant. So at the time, earlier this year, my mind just like completely shut down. Like the faith that we talk about a lot, I lost it. I lost all of it because I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna live. Like I don't know what to do. I live by myself. It's just me. You know, and I'm like, I just really didn't know what to do. And so like I talked to Coach D, told her what was going on, and I knew about her situation with her husband, and also our CEO and his wife, and I was just kind of like, I don't know what to do, and so I just let fear kick in and paralyze me from moving forward. But I felt God calling me back to finish what I started basically, and so I decided to come back. But in the midst of coming back, and now that I'm here, it's like I'm like, man, it's like stepping out in the wilderness, as people would say. And you just kind of figuring it out, like, man, what I don't know which direction to take. I don't know where to go. Should I go north, south, east, west? Should I stay straight in the middle? And just figuring it out. So just very nervous. That's how I've been feeling the last couple of days. But I'm also excited at the same time.
And the good thing about that part, and I don't know about you, Sasha, but it's the nervous jitters that get me going and makes me persevere more, because now I'm to the point where, like, I'm not gonna say I'm competitive, but anything I touch, I like to say, and I don't know why this is about me. Maybe that's, I'm just cut from a different cloth. But I love,
Mm-hmm.
love, love learning new things and meeting new people. So to have something that's basically already done for you, you just got to stay plugged in and plug others in as well, and sit back and just be like, hey, here's my link. Because our job, what I love about this is we're not in the selling business. Think about it. When you want to take a trip, I don't know about you, but you're going to either save it, you're going to put it on a credit card, or somebody ain't getting paid in my case. Because
Or you ain't
look,
going.
if I want to do, and if that's not an option, the option for me is like, I'm not going. It ain't no, that's not an option for me. I'm not going. Ty ain't gonna, God gonna make a way, because I'm gonna say, Lord Daddy, this is what I want to do. And I'm gonna trust that what, because to me, this was Trevor. I didn't find Trevorium. Trevorium found me.
Girl.
And
And
Amen.
that's
when
what
he
I was
found
gonna say.
me,
Again, God kept him connected for a reason, you know. So a lot of
right,
people have left, but a lot of people have come back, and not just once or twice, two, three, four times, you know. But life be life. So
Mm-hmm.
as long as you
right,
stay connected
everybody.
and stay plugged in, you know. But sorry, sis. When
Well, but
Trevorian found
sure, and
you,
you have,
because
yeah. Well, oh yeah,
Trevorian.
everybody has a story. And everybody is life is life in each and every last one of us. See, one thing I love about this company, people want the glory. They see the glimmer and glamour and everything, but they don't know the story. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just posted, I mean, I be going through over here in North Carolina. I be missing. This is my son's. This is the 6th year that I don't have my baby boy with me. He, going home to glory. So especially during his birthdays and the holidays, it's a hard time for me. So these briefcations that I've been taking, they're for my mental health. And my therapist, they gave me a homework assignment, and it was to write a goodbye letter to my baby. Now that's gonna be one of the second hardest things that I've ever done. But I'm gonna utilize this time on my vacation to write, because I know my baby is with me. One thing I know, my son is with me and he's still watching. See, our spirit, we're balls of energy. And those energies live on through people that, loved and impacted. That my son really impacted my life. And I mean, he made my job as a parent very memorable and lovable. So those memories is what is going to keep him alive. And I know my son travels. So one thing he used to do, because he used to travel for shows, he sang and played music, and he did some acting. So he did a lot of traveling as a child. He lived at 19, he lived a full life. He just didn't give me no grandbabies, but that's okay, because he was gonna do it the right way. But one thing he used to tell me all the time, he was like, I really love traveling, and when I get grown, we're gonna travel the world together. I'm gonna take care of you, and we're gonna travel the world together. And Lord, to God be the glory. I am taken care of, and I get to travel the world. And I know he wouldn't want me to be sitting in my depression, but to be honest, the holiday seasons, certain times of the year gets me, it takes me down. So my therapist would recommend vacations, but mind you, I haven't worked a job since 2013. There is no economically feasible way that I would have been able to take 50 vacations in 4 years, not without this platform, let alone go overseas. And I was stationed in the military, and I've never been able to go overseas, but I can with Travoria, and I have with Travoria. Matter of fact, October I was in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, 5 days all inclusive. Stayed at a 5-star resort. It only cost me $29 for two people. You can, and that's 29 US dollars.
It just
Two
makes
people.
sense. It
Mm-hmm.
just makes sense.
And
I
I just
mean,
That's
do it as
that's
a
cheaper
all
than
hobby.
the
of
cell
So,
phone bill.
just makes sense.
oh,
The
you
travel
okay?
prices, the price of the opportunity, the things attached to the opportunity. It just makes sense. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to in the company who has told me some variation of a story of God bringing Trevorium to them. I mean, I story after story. So I know the oil from God is all over
Yeah.
this company. I mean,
Oh, it trickles
it is
down from the head
definitely
to the tail. Ain't
from the
nobody
from
asked.
the head to the tail. As long as you, I ain't even gonna put no stipulations on that, because I know as long as nothing. God said, "Come as you are," but you can't take everybody with you, and that's why some folk drop off.
Amen. Amen. Like I
So
tell everybody, I operate from the SW rule. Some will, some won't. So what?
yeah, yeah.
That's good.
So I'm loving this company. I'm loving the people, the camaraderie of the people in the company, because there is no I in team, and there are, of course, I'm not saying everything's perfect, but the
Mm-mm.
compensation plan, everything that's connected to this company, when I say you can save on, I remember manifesting a Telluride
I was gonna say, where you buy your car at?
in 2020.
But
When we was in Memphis, Pastor Guy, God rest his soul, he had a 2020 Telluride, and he was out there showing me and Chris, which he was just my okay, so he was showing Chris and I his ride, and he was showing me all the bells and whistles, and I said, "Oh, I want one of these." And he told me, then he was, you know what? And you gonna have it. Just speak it into existence. Speak it into existence. And so ever since then, I said, I'm gonna give me a Telluride. It's gonna be this color. It's gonna have this. It's gonna have that. It's gonna have this. It's gonna have that. And then I went to the dealership, and they just treated me just left a bad taste in my mouth. Man, I went right
Mm.
into our entertainment portal and seen that we sell new cars in our entertainment portal. And I went into that entertainment portal and I put in all the bells and whistles of all the things and gadgets that I wanted. And then next thing you know, dealerships kept just start calling me. We got what you want. We got what you want. When can you come test drive it? I went out there and drove that thing in a whole nother city. And I was like, so how am I gonna get it to my house? They was like, don't worry, we'll bring it to you. And they delivered my vehicle right to me. Like, if that ain't royal, if that ain't the royal treatment, not to mention every time I eat out at a restaurant, before I go eat anywhere, I put in my zip code and everything in my area pop up. And I tried that because it saves me some money. I don't pay retail for nothing.
Mhm.
Mm.
These are things that we do on a day-to-day basis.
On
And
a
you know
daily
what
basis.
what's crazy about it is we live in a social sharing economy. We
Yeah.
own Facebook, we're on the social media, we're sharing stories, we're telling our, different bits and pieces of our life and things that we done did and went through. We're socially sharing things all the time. Just like
Anyway,
I made the post the other day, with monetizing on Facebook. There's many different ways to monetize on social media, and it's all through sharing. So an opportunity like this that is such low risk, that all you have to invest initially to get started as a partner with the platinum package is $329.90. That's all you invest. All of it is a tax write off, but
Sure
250
is.
of it is given back to you immediately for you to use in the future. But again, all of it is a tax write off. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to buy into something. I don't want to have another bill or, things like that. Okay, well, this isn't a bill. This is something that you're going to use in the future at some point. You're going to go out to eat. You're
Investment
going
in
to,
yourself.
yeah, you're gonna need to go shopping. You're gonna want to book or even need to book because we never know what happens. There's always family emergencies, just
Right.
like your family
Right.
emergency a few weeks ago. You never know why
Exactly.
you're gonna need to leave and rent a car or get a hotel room or book a
Get your
flight,
flight.
you know. So this is something that you can already have. You can be prepared to have it on hand to access these things and save money on it, turn it into a tax advantage,
Mm-hmm.
because with this, you are qualified to write these things off on your taxes as long as you talk with your CPA and do it correctly. But this is something that's how Amazon and all these other Fortune 500 companies make billions of dollars and don't pay anything in taxes because they know how to do it correctly.
They
So
found the
all
secret
you're doing
sauce.
all you're doing is socially sharing, and you're no longer paying that out of pocket cost that everybody is so concerned about. You pay monthly subscriptions on gym memberships all the time and don't ever use the gym membership.
Netflix.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
all these different streaming platforms, and
Hulu.
what are they giving you really? What experience are they giving? They giving you a
Nothing.
sore butt on the couch and maybe an extra couple of pounds because you sitting there indulging. And I look, it don't show, but I do the same thing. I do the same thing, just in moderation. It's all about balance. So in
One
order.
thing I'm going to manifest in 2024 that I'm going to get rid of is that word fear. Because what do
Mm.
we say about fear?
I was just gonna go into that.
Look, what do we say about fear? And don't say that one word. But what do we
It is
say?
false evidence appearing real.
That's
So,
true.
and one thing I learned from experience, because I was a little nervous when I got on the train for the first time going to San Antonio, thinking it was going to derail and all this other stuff, because trains derail, but none of that happened. I remember going to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, thinking that the plane was go down because I didn't know how long it was going to be. Guess what? Ain't had no problems on no planes. Let me tell you that. And got to Mexico and back without getting arrested and going to customs. Hi, mama. That's the future of the warrior right there, my niecey poo.
She's
And
supposed to be
what else
laying
was I
down.
scared of? Oh yeah, that ain't happening. Mama's working, so yeah, I'm all up in the face. Oh, another thing that happened that I was afraid of, that alligator in New Orleans coming straight up to that boat, looking me dead in the face, and the fish jumping out the water, landing on my lap. I live to tell the tale. Do you hear me? Do you hear what I'm saying, people that's out there watching? I'm trying to help somebody. All the stuff. Remember, I thought that the vampires and witches and werewolves were gonna come out and get us when we was got lost on the trolley in New Orleans. None of that stuff happened. But I still don't. And look, just like COVID, it ain't went away. So I'm not recommending nobody go lick no doorknobs or countertops. Keep your social distancing. But look, live your life and live it without fear. Because guess what? I was in my bed when I got shot. So if it's gonna happen, guess what? It's gonna happen regardless. It's time to do some living before we get up out here and we get our turn. Because we all get a turn. Every single last one of us, we get a turn. But I think God is more concerned about what we do while we here
Mm-hmm.
instead of waiting until the last minute like some of us do, saying, oh, I wish I could have did this, I wish I could have did that, singing the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and then all you had to do was do it, like Nike, just do it.
Yeah, and you said something
So
important because one thing that I know for everybody on this earth is we have a birth date and a death date, and
yeah,
what we do in the middle is what counts.
that's right.
And so, um, live the life. You know, God gave us this life to live
So
more
live it.
abundantly, to live it. You know, and so that's what I decided to do. You know, I traveled all in 2021 before I got diagnosed. Last year, I didn't really travel at all. This year, I only traveled 3 states. But I said, I got to get back to doing what I love to do. You know, I can't let this kidney situation put me in fear of living life. I missed my 20-year high school reunion this year because of fear. You know what I mean? So I missed the opportunity to reconnect with people that, I had relationships with for over 20 years ago because of fear. And I just said to myself, this time I'm just not gonna let it override me and what God has called me to do. And travel is what I love to do. And so that's why I said next year I'm just gonna live that life.
I would see from right. And what we need to do is speak life over ourselves and our
Hmm.
situation instead of what we see. What helps me, anything I see, I speak the opposite. If something negative is going on, I speak the opposite, and the opposite comes over you. We're gonna touch and agree because what the Bible say, when two or more come together in agreement, it shall be. So we speaking life over you.
Hmm.
You already got congratulations on becoming a recipient of a new kidney that's going down. So that's gonna happen so much sooner than later. But in the meantime, in between time, you just be obedient and trust and let your faith do the walking and doing the talking, and we ain't gonna worry about nothing else. So that is our
Right.
time for tonight. I really, really, really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's the transparency of it all for me. This is 369 so much more than travel with our special guest, Ken Gowdy Jr. I can't wait to see him. Hey, Pastor Mel Keys chiming in. I know it's late in your neck of the woods, but thank you so much, good sir, for chiming in. But we are 369 so much more than travel. I am Tanya Evans Barnes along with,
Sasha Roberts.
and we're gonna see you at the beach or at the bank, but we are definitely trying to see you at both. Until next time, we gonna holler.
All right now.
We still live. Oh yeah, we still live.